Hi, this is Kevin from Let Me Tech You. And in our last video, we talked about how to create some resources, just a basic EC2 instance, a Linux instance in Amazon, and just a little bit about the Terraform providers. But in this one, we're going to talk about how to store your remote state and secure it a little better. So our state file is actually what houses like our information as far as like the resources, IP addresses. It could have some maybe secure stuff in there, but it's basically like the backbone of your environment. So like if something was to happen to it, basically could just kind of make it difficult to get things back going the way it is if you're using Terraform pretty heavily. So to get started, what we're going to do is actually store these in Terraform Cloud. So we're going to minimize that. So we're going to open up app.terraform.io, and if you don't already have an account, you want to go ahead and sign up for one of these. It's free. I'm going to pause and go ahead and sign in here real quick. Okay, once you get signed in, it's going to have you create an organization. I'm going to keep the one I have. So basically, once you get that created, you see I have a bunch of workspaces in here, but don't worry, you won't have any. So what we'll do is, you got that all set up, but what we want to do is go into the settings, and inside the file we created for our credentials in the last video, we'll want to go and set these credentials up in Terraform in the cloud. So you want to go to settings, go to variable sets. You'll create a new variable set. Call it what you want. We're going to apply this to all workspaces, since this is basically going to be our dev environment, and then we're going to add the variable. And then, so basically, since these are going to be sensitive, these are actually going to be environment variables, and they're going to be sensitive. So we don't want we want it to be write only. So let's see. Yeah, you're going to be able to write in there, but once you save these, you're not going to be able to view the key again. So the only way to kind of edit, or if you make a mistake, is to change that, or is to create a new one. So in there, you want to go ahead and type in AWS_access_key ID, and then some key here. And you're going to hit add. Now, as you can see, it's write only, so you can't make any edits in there. If you do edit, you try to, oh, well, it's not saved. So, some key, once you save this and then try to come in and change it, it's not going to allow you to. So then the next one you want to do is another one, sensitive key, AWS_secret access key, and then some key here. Now it's going to be your actual key from that file that we downloaded from AWS or whatever other provider you're using. But for these series, we've been using AWS. So you add variable, create variable set. Now, let's see. I think it's because I changed. Let me some key 1, and then some key 2. Save. Oh, so yeah, actually, yeah, it's probably variable keys must be unique across all their global variable. Oh, because I have this already on another. So this key here, I can't. So basically, it looks like you can't have it twice. So maybe if you have it for specific workspaces, I could probably select one. But basically, yours should work. So I'm not going to delete my current one because I am actually using that. So once you get that set in there, I'm just going to delete these. So you should be all set here. Only thing you will need to remember is your organization name up here. So then what we're going to do is go back into our editor. We're going to go back into our main.tf. Now, what we're going to want to do is essentially we're going to need to log in So what you need to do is come into the terminal and do a Terraform login. And then you're going to hit yes here. Then you want to create an API token. It's going to give you a token. You're going to come back here. You're going to enter that value in. Well, I already have mine connected. So then you press enter and then you'll be good to go. I'm just going to cancel all of that. So since I'm already connected now, what we'll want to do is this particular state file we already have, we're going to actually just delete this here. We're going to start over. So we're going to take this state, delete that. See if state backup, delete that. And then we're actually going to change some of this up here. So instead of having the required providers, we're going to have it say cloud. Take this extra one out here. So it's going to be cloud, and then organization is going to equal YSU grad. And then workspaces, you can just create a name unless you already have one created up here, but I usually just make it, local to here. So this is going to be Terraform state. And then we're going to save that. Now when we do a Terraform init, you can see it's going to initialize in the cloud. So now you can see that there's no, well, once we actually run it, but let's go back into, so where are we at here? Terraform state. Oh, that's something. Looks like oh, there we go. Okay. It's like, where's it at? So now you see we got this all here. We got our states. Nothing actually ran yet. No runs. So now what we're going to do, we don't have any variables, is we're going to run a Terraform plan. Go back to our workspaces here. Now it's going to take a little bit of time when you're actually running this from the cloud, because there's probably some latency in between there. So it's doing probably some checking, making sure other things aren't running. So as you can see, if you watched the last video, it was a little quicker when running this plan. So once this finishes, we can do a Terraform apply. And you'll actually be able to see these. So you can go to the runs. So you can see all these being, these plannings ran. You can actually view what you're seeing here on here as well. So once this actually gives you the option to hit yes, you also have the option to do it in the cloud as well. So there's kind of, a way to kind of work within both. And then your state file, instead of it being local to your PC, it's going to be then saved up here. So if we go to our runs, we see we have this plan, and then there's a confirm and apply here if we wanted to do it here. So we'll just hit yes. And then now the resources will start to get built in our environment here. Go back into, well, it might take a little second here, because like I said, it does have some latency in between. So that's just one way to kind of store your state file more securely in the cloud. It's also a better way to have your credentials stored versus just on your local PC. That way you don't have to worry about if you move to another PC, you have run into issues that, you your credentials are stored on another PC, you have to set it up all again. And also, if something was to happen as far as your PC or credentials getting stolen, you don't have to worry about that as well. So if we go back into workspaces, we should see that it says applied here. Click on there. We got our state file. We can see everything that was initially on our machine. Got our IP addresses. All the information is stored up there. All our runs. This is a nice way to kind of see what was applied, what was running. Nice little history going on there. And then once you're done, we just, run a Terraform destroy. And that's it. So basically, that's just a way to, kind of, like I said, store remote state in the cloud and, your credentials as well. I hope you enjoyed the video there. Nice little, just kind of quick touch up on kind of another way of doing the validation of your credentials and your state file. So if you have any questions in regards to the videos, drop a comment down below. Feel free to answer anything I can. Again, like and subscribe if you can, and that way I'll keep dropping some more Terraform videos. If you have any ideas or recommendations, let me know, and I'll be sure to try to get to those as well. Again, thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you next time.